Sabi nyo, minabuti ninyong mas pumanig dun sa batas. Wala naman pong magke-question doon. Pero siguradong yung legal advice na ibinigay ng DOJ ay nakasandig sa batas din. Department of Justice nga po sila eh. So, kung mayroon silang ganong ibinigay na legal advice na yun ang basehan ninyo ng commitment na ibinigay ninyo dun sa House hearing in March, kahit pa may quo warranto na final na ang Solgen the month before. Therefore, alam nyo na hostile sila or kumikiling sila laban dun sa usapin ng franchise or provisional authority sa ABS-CBN. Bakit hindi kayo naglakas loob na to push the envelope? Dahil kung itiniloy nyo yung unang pagtataya ninyo ng provisional authority, hindi naman forever yun eh. Ang condition naman yan ay hanggat magdesisyon ng Kongreso na oo, may bagong prangkisa or hindi, walang bagong prangkisa. Bakit hindi nyo minabuting to push the envelope para lang hindi maputol ang trabaho ng mga empleyado, libo-libo, ang panunood ng daang-libong mga pamilya at milyong-milyong mga manonood?
Thank you for that,
Chair.
Madam Chair. Ang nangyari po kasi, pinag-aralan po namin mabuti, binasa niyo po kasi yung opinion ng Office of, ng Department of Justice. Medyo general po ang kanyang opinion. It's based on equity. Sa madaling salita po ay parang yun po kasi ang ginagamit ng mga abogado. Pagka po sa legal position ay medyo mahina po siya. Dito po kasi naman sa side po ng Solgen at the time, ang kanya pong ginagamit ay mismong decision po ng Supreme Court at ang nag-decide po noon, ang ponente nga po ay ang Chief Justice. Kaya po sa amin pong tingin ay mas matibay po ito na legal na opinion at legal na position. Kaya po yan ang aming sinunod, Your Honors.
Chair, Madam Chair, so yung sinight nyo kaninang ACWS, yung sinight po ninyo kaninang TCWS versus NTC, so you were not aware, hindi po kayo aware sa kasong iyon bago dinala sa atensyon ninyo, pero NTC chair na kayo noon, di ba dapat aware kayo doon?
Actually po, ma'am, nabasa ko naman na po yun nung araw, but ito po talagang nilaliman po kasi namin ng pag-aaral and medyo na ano po talaga kami. Legally, ang nangyari po is, siyempre po bilang abogado, I had to follow the law and the jurisprudence of the Supreme Court, which forms part of the law of the land, Madam Chair, Your Honors.
Speaking about following the law and the jurisprudence, ako bilang hindi naman abogado tulad nyo,
Yes.
hindi ko questionin yan bilang isang mamamayan. Pero sabi nyo po, Chair, Madam Chair, na nabasa nyo na itong kasong ito dati, pero lalong nilaliman ninyo. So, kung ganon, bakit hindi rin may parehong effort at panahon na batayan, itaas yung halaga ng DOJ legal opinion? Kumbaga, kung lalaliman yung isang panig ng argumento na didiin dun sa subject broadcasting network, bakit hindi rin pantay na itaas yung posibilidad na mabigyan nga sila ng provisional authority hanggat madesisyon na namin sa Kongreso ang pangunahing usapin ng prangkisa nila. Para tuloy, napanigan yung paghanap ng paraan na madiin sila sa halip na, or kapantay sana, yung makahanap ng paraan na tumatalima sa batas, sa konstitusyon, sa jurisprudence, na hindi maputol yung serbisyo nila sa publiko. Chair.
Actually po, talaga pong sinubukan doon talaga namin, Madam Chair, honorable members of the committee, na yun nga po ay magawa namin. Kaya lang po, parati po kami na ibabalik dun sa malinaw po na provision ng batas at nung pong kaso po ng Supreme Court as decided po by the Chief Justice at the time, Your Honors.
Chair, Madam Chair, hindi lang po iisang kumpanya ang baliktad sa sinabing no franchise, no operation sa ACWS versus NTC na naglaps na yung prangkisa nila pero pinayagan pa rin silang mag-operate. Noong 2015 ang PTNT, noong 2017 ito mga broadcasting ano din po, GMA7, Subic Broadcasting. Itong taon din ito yung Smart, Globe, Innove. At noong 2018, isa pang broadcasting network, ang TV5. So, bakit na iba ang ABS-CBN kung yung 4, 5, 7, pinayagang magpatuloy mag-operate kahit lapse na ang prangkisa nila. Pero yung 2, hindi pinayagan. Bakit siya binukod? Bakit siya itinangi? Bakit siya binigyan ng hindi special na treatment, the worst treatment?
Madam Chair, with all due respect to the good senator, may we know why we are belaboring this issue?
Oh, Madam Chair. Chair, I'm hardly belaboring the issue. 2 taon na ito mula nung nangyari ito. At hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin matiyak ng nagkaisa at ng ibang labor centers kung yung higit 11,000 manggagawa ay nakapaghahanap na muli ng trabaho. Hindi pa masigurado kung yung 100,000 mga pamilya o milyong-milyong mga manonood ay na-satisfy ng muli yung dating na ibibigay sa kanilang serbisyo. And hardly belaboring dahil ito po ay may kinalaman dun sa trust na ilalagak ng publiko sa chair ng COA batay sa track record na ipinakita nila bilang chair ng ibang komisyon. And if we can in fact say, Madam Chair, na mas mataas pa nga ang tungkulin ng COA bilang isa sa mga constitutional commissions natin.
But Madam Chair,
if I may just continue, if I might just complete this sentence, Madam Chair, dear colleague, this is hardly belaboring dahil yung sa tingin ko lamang pong injustice na nangyari dito ay hindi pa po nga sapat na napag-usapan ni nabigyan ng hustisya. Salamat na lang na sinabi ni Chair na humingi sila ng paumanhin, ng tawag at ng pasensya. At yan ay posibleng simula na ng pagwawasto ng sitwasyong ito. So this is hardly belaboring the point, Madam Chair, with all due respect.
Madam Chair, first of all, the matter has become moot and academic already. The chairman already made his answer. Yun pong pinakita kanina na sinabi niya na okay, magbibigay po tayo ng temporary whatever. Ano yung sinabi mo, Chairman?
Para pong provisional authority po.
You were before the hearing. Ngayon, kumuha ka ng the chairman asked for a DOJ opinion. That is why he presented what to him at the time is a win-win situation. But you know, Madam Chair, the chairman is a lawyer, I am a lawyer. A DOJ opinion, however good it may seem to be, is not a law. Nobody is bound by that legal opinion. Not even the one which was suggested in that hearing, which I heard earlier, that a joint house resolution, not even a joint house resolution, is enough to renew a franchise. Only Congress. That is by the Constitution. That is why when he said that he based his decision on the jurisprudence, the ponente himself is the Chief Justice, the famous Chief Justice. In that ponencia, Madam Chair, the Supreme Court said that no one, no network, no radio, television network can operate without a franchise offer, without renewing a franchise. Period. The chairman cannot do anything. Otherwise, he will be remiss of his duty. He will be violating the law. But I said this is moot and academic. In the House of Representatives, we have proven the various violations of ABS-CBN. How much taxes have been withheld from the government? Billions of taxes. Siguro kaya ka lang humihingi ng tawad dahil naawa ka sa mga nawala ng trabaho. But that is not your fault. You have to protect the government, the interest of the government. Bakit kayo hingi ng tawad kung tama ang ginawa mo? It's based on the law. It's based on jurisprudence. That is something that you need not to ask for forgiveness for, Mr. Chairman. Nangyari na po ito eh. No one can debate against the violations established there. Not only taxes, issuance of Philippine depositary receipts, intervention ng somebody is talking about 11,000. Not 11,000. We proved that only about 2,800 employees all in all. Yung iba contractual, yung iba project workers, yung bigyan ng regularization ng ABS-CBN. Ang daming violation din ng labor code. What about the Philippine depositary receipts? What about the citizenship of the very chairman of the network? Ito po, historical na po ito. It's not about press freedom, Madam Chair. It's about franchise. Iba po yun eh. A franchise to be granted by the House of Representatives is the only permit for a network to operate. Doesn't matter. Wala tayong pinag-uusapan na freedom of speech there. The freedom of speech is not the subject matter in that, Madam Chair. Kaya ito tinatanong ko lang with all due respect to the Senator, we should not belabor this case. Salamat po.
Salamat po, Madam Chair, at salamat, dear colleague. To reiterate, I am not belaboring. I am raising questions and receiving answers sa mga issues na unresolved. It is not moot and academic. Kasi ito po, sa aking hamak na opinyon lamang, ay isang continuing injustice. Hindi po siya naging win-win situation. Kung win-win lamang po, hindi na po ito kailangang itanong pa. No one can debate. We are a deliberative body, Madam Chair. Lahat po tayo ay mga mambabatas. We can and should debate kung sakaling may mga issue na hindi po tayo nagkakasundo. Gaya ng sinabi ko po kanina sa Good Chair, hindi po ako pinalad na maging abogado tulad nila at ng dear colleague. But we are all legislators. We can and we should debate if we must para makabuo tayo ng pagkakasundo kung magkakasundo man tayo. Only about 2,800 employees. Ano man ang employment status nila, kaya nga't ipinaglalaban namin dito sa Senado at ang mga colleagues sa House ang security of tenure. 2,800 man lang ang may security of tenure nung panahong iyon. More than 11,000 ayon sa nagkaisa. At mas makikinig po ako sa labor center. More than 11,000 sa unang wave pa lang. Kahit pa mga contractual na dapat ay ginawang may security of tenure ay nawala ng trabaho. At yung lahat ng 11,000 na iyon higit, hindi lang yung 2,800 ay hindi pa natin sigurado kung may trabaho na ulit. And lastly, before I go to my last question, if I may, Madam Chair, to the Good Chair, how can we say this is not about press freedom? It's about franchise. Sa issue pong ito, nagbuhol-buhol yung dalawang iyon. Of course, it is about press freedom. Dahil broadcasting company ang humihingi ng renewal of franchise. Dahil broadcasting company, bukod sa milyong-milyong mga manonood nila, ay umasa dun sa sinabi ng NTC Chair na pwede silang bigyan ng provisional franchise tulad ng 3 pang naunang broadcasting company, GMA7, TV5, Subic Broadcasting, hanggat madesisyon na natin sa Kongreso ang usapin ng prangkisa. Pero itong kaganapan tungkol sa franchise nila, laban sa franchise nila, ay precisely naganap sa konteksto na ang press freedom was under pressure. Sasabihin pa nga ng iba, under attack. At yun na nga po, yung mas maayos sana na resolution ng issue na provisional franchise para maidugtong sa, provisional authority, Madam Chair, para maidugtong sa prangkisa ibibigay ng Kongreso. Yun sana ay maka-reinforce dun sa pundasyon at mga depensa sa press freedom. So I must make these points of record, Madam Chair. And these are hardly points that are being belabored. These are points, forgive me, Madam Chair, these are points that we must make continuously. Hindi po ito isang kasalanan o pag-aaksaya ng oras. Ito po ay bahagi ng trabaho natin bilang mambabatas at bagay na inilalaan natin sa mga opisyal ng executive na dinidinig natin for confirmation whether NTC noon or COA ngayon, Madam Chair. So if I just may ask one question, Chair, Madam Chair, bilang bagong COA Chair, papayagan niyo po ba ang sarili niyo o yung opisina niyo, a constitutional commission no less, na ma-pressure muli ng ibang government official o entity kahit ito'y lalabag sa mga tungkulin ng inyong opisina, Chair?
Thank you, Madam Chair, Honorable Senator Risa. Hindi po tayo papayag na mangyari ang ganon, Madam Chair.
Mabuti po at maraming salamat, Chair, Madam Chair. Again, I apologize, Madam Chair, and to all the colleagues for not belaboring the point, but maybe belaboring the emotion.
Well, I'd like to express my admiration for my colleague, Senator Risa Ontiveros, who has taken up so many difficult issues that even I myself weigh in, but rather cautiously. So I admire the passion and I understand where she's coming from. On another point, it's not just the loss of jobs, although that's really paramount and important. Not having ABS-CBN, we've lost a good source of news and information. I think our candidate for the chairman of the Commission on Audit will agree, because they have regional stations and regional offices. Doon sa mga lugar na yon, pag nagkakaroon ng bagyo, pag nagkakaroon ng lindol o anumang sakuna, agad-agad nating nalalaman dito dahil sa mga report nila doon sa regional stations nila. Pero dahil nga nawala yung prangkisa nung nagkaroon ng Typhoon Odette, as an example, we didn't realize the devastation until a day or two after that. And these are in media centers like Cebu and even in Surigao and Bohol. So talagang pilay. Sana naman yung mga nabigyan ng bagong prangkisa ngayon ay mapunuan yan, hindi lamang sa entertainment. Although entertainment is important, I come from that sector. I believe in entertainment as a way of promoting aspiration among our countrymen. But news is really important. So I hope that whoever's given a franchise to broadcast on television should also be given that condition that you should have public information as a priority. Kasi nangyayari, we're trying to accommodate political influences. Kaya natatakot ang mga media ngayon mag-broadcast ng salungat sa sinasabi ng nakaupo o anumang administrasyon. So, hindi po yan magiging mabuti sa ating demokrasya. So, thank you, Senator Risa, for raising that. But I would also like to express this opinion. Of course, it's not a secret that Secretary Cordova and I have a love-hate relationship. In the past, how many years, as chairman of the Committee on Public Services, I explained to him that pag nagkakaroon ng maraming scam texts, pag may nawawala ng signal, ang galit ng tao, ibang klase, at sa opisina namin lahat natatanggap kasi kami yung nakikita na advocate doon. But if there's anything I can say about Chairman or Secretary Cordova, is his demeanor. He's very patient. He tries to rectify the situation as best he can. Of course, there's still a lot to be done, but I'm glad that when he left his office, he established what we asked for, which is a hotline of 1682 para dun sa mga tech scams. Now, siguro, Chairman, you will need really a lot of patience in COA, and you have that already, no doubt. You're also very politically savvy, but I hope that, especially in places where audit has to be done, yung mga delikadong lugar, padala natin ang support, ang mga auditors natin, para hindi naman sila matakot na mag-audit doon. Kasi minsan, di ba, pagbaba pa lang ng airport, bumabalik na sila dahil tapos na yung audit, parang hindi naman yata tama yon. So, and another thing is, I understand your point for asking an apology. I know that in your heart, it was really difficult to make that decision. We've spoken several times about that. But again, you were compelled. And I believe, Senator Risa, it's not just the decision of the Supreme Court. There are outside factors that had to be considered, unfortunately, and strongly against the renewal of the franchise. So that's all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Salamat po, Sen. Grace, Madam Chair.
Senator Risa, you can continue. You can continue.
Yes, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, may I move for a 1-minute suspension? Ngayon naman po, tungkol sa nung kayo'y NTC chair na. You are the longest running NTC commissioner from 2009 to 2022. In those years, you have been involved in various controversies, especially in relation to freedom of the press. At tulad po ng lahat namin dito na mga mambabatas, ako rin po pinapahalagahan ko talaga itong usapin ng freedom of the press. At dahil din po, naging broadcast journalist din po ako sa loob ng 1.5 dekada. During the chair's appearance in the House Committee on Legislative Franchises on 10th March 2020, you stated under oath in your capacity as NTC Commissioner that the NTC will issue a provisional authority to ABS-CBN pending approval of its legislative franchise, following the DOJ's opinion that ABS-CBN may operate under a provisional authority based on equity and the 2 senses of the House and the Senate. And with the indulgence of the Madam Chair, kung kanino ako nagpaalam, gusto ko lang ipalabas yung maikling video na ito.
So, may I assure this committee that barring a gross violation of its franchise of the NTC rules regulations, the NTC will follow the latest advice of the DOJ and let ABS-CBN continue operations based on equity, Your Honors. We are very comforted by the fact that both chambers of Congress are aligned with the DOJ's and NTC's thinking on the issue. Thank you very much.
Chairman.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman.
So it should be made clear that there is equity that is involved. Equity is a branch of law that is really will give substantial justice. Now, aside from that, you should mention that there is also the sense of the Senate, and now, by approving in the House itself of the franchise, by approving and adopting the letter of a dear Speaker, then therefore, that is the basis for you to continue to allow ABS to operate after before. Can that be done, Honorable Commissioner? Not only on equity,
Yes.
because of the 2 senses of the House and the Senate.
Opo, ito po. As I have mentioned earlier, as I have read from the letter of the Secretary of Justice, a more stable legal environment could be created in Congress by a concurrent resolution, but in this case, dalawa po. Yeah, separate, but it's okay. Would authorize the FTC to issue a provisional authority to these broadcasting companies under such terms and conditions as it may deem necessary until Congress's final disposition of their franchise renewal bills.
So we thank Mr. Chairman, the Commissioner of the NTC, for following the rules of equity and the senses of the 2 houses of Congress, the Senate and the House, that you should continue to allow ABS-CBN to continue operations after May 4. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So,
And yet, Chair, Madam Chair, despite your commitment under oath. Instead of issuing a provisional authority, you issued on 5th May 2020 a cease and desist order against ABS-CBN to stop operating its various TV and radio broadcasting stations nationwide after pressure from then Solicitor General Calida and the chair's predecessor, ASCOA chair, who threatened on 3rd May, ironically World Press Freedom Day, that he would prosecute NTC commissioners if they approve the provisional authority, stating only that Congress could grant a franchise to ABS-CBN, stating that only Congress could grant a franchise to ABS-CBN, despite the Senate resolution and a letter from the House Committee urging NTC to grant the provisional authority until Congress has made the final decision on the franchise renewal. Ilan po, Chair, Madam Chair, ang mga manggagawang naapektuhan ng cease and desist order na yan sa unang wave pa lang? Ayon po sa mga labor centers tulad ng nagkaisa, higit 11,000 manggagawa at yung mga pamilya nila. At ilang mga pamilya din, ilang daang libong pamilya, ilang milyong-milyong mga manonood ang hindi na nakapanood ng mga palabas, mga storya na nagbibigay sa kanila ng inspirasyon, nagbibigay sa kanila ng kaligayahan, bukod pa po sa nagbibigay sa kanila ng impormasyon. So ang una ko pong tanong, Chair at Madam Chair, as stated in our Constitution, public office is a public trust. Public officers must at all times be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency. Paano po kayo pagkakatiwalaan ng publiko at paano po pagkakatiwalaan ang integridad ninyo bilang chair ng COA kung nilabag nyo ang isang pagtataya, ang isang commitment na ibinigay ninyo under oath? Chair.
Thank you for the question, Madam Chair, Honorable Senator Risa. Alam niyo po, after po nung binigyan po kami humingi po ako ng opinion from the Department of Justice at the time tungkol po dun sa usapin na yon. And sabi po ng Secretary of Justice ay bigyan niya po kami ng legal advice. So ito po ay isang legal advice niya. So based on that legal advice po ay sinabi ko po doon sa hearing na yon ng franchise committee po ng House of Representatives, yun pong napanood natin kanina. But after po kasi noon, Madam Chair, the Office of the Solicitor General filed a quo warranto proceeding against ABS-CBN po for violations. And yun nga po, minatanggap din kaming letter. Actually, yung pong letter na yun, hindi naman po kami natakot doon. What the letter did to us and the case na quo warranto did to us was to make us pause. Kaya po pinag-aralan po naming mabuti kung yun po bang gagawin naming aksyon ay ano po ang legalities nito. So, sa malalim pong pagsusuri ay nakita po namin ang case ng ACWS versus NTC. Ito po ay kaso ng dinesisyon po ng Supreme Court. And ang ponente po dito ay si Chief Justice Renato Puno. So after careful study ay lumalabas po, Your Honors, that nakalagay po doon sa desisyon na yon that basically po ang kanyang ruling is no franchise, no operation. Kaya po based on that ay sa totoo po napakabigat po ng desisyon na ginawa namin at sa totoo po masakit din po sa aming puso, but we have no choice but to follow the jurisprudence as decided by the Supreme Court dun po sa ACWS case, as jurisprudence forms part of the law of the land. So Your Honors, actually po ang ginawa po namin noon is we remain faithful to the legal decisions of the Supreme Court at saka po sa laws po ng bansa. Dahil sinunod po namin ang decision po ng Supreme Court interpreting the laws. And ang nangyari po noon after that was ABS-CBN filed a case. The title is ABS-CBN versus NTC. And yun nga po, the Supreme Court upheld po our decision. Sabi po ng Supreme Court na tama po yung aming ginawa based on the case of ACWS. And of course, kahit po siya legal ay medyo mabigat din po sa aming pakiramdam. Kaya po nga during the House hearings po noon ay ako po ay humingin paumanhin sa mga taong naapektuhan dahil po ginawa ko lang naman ang aking trabaho at sinunod ko lang naman po ang batas. But of course, well, doon po sa hearing na yun ay humingi po ako ng tawad at gusto ko pong ulitin ngayon na pasensya na po kayo at I just had to follow the rule of law. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din, Chair. Pati sa pagsabi nyo na masakit din sa puso ninyo, mabigat sa pakiramdam ninyo. Sinabi nyo humingi kayo ng paumanhin sa mga taong naapektuhan, humingi kayo ng tawad, ng pasensya dahil talagang napakaraming naapektuhan ng masama. At hanggang sa araw pong ito ay sa tingin ko, naiwasan po sana iyon eh. Follow-up questions po. Hindi ba binding sa executive department ang opinion ng DOJ?
Actually po, Your Honors, si Secretary of Justice himself said that it's just an opinion, we can follow it or not. But ang naging problema po ay nagtunggali po ang opinion ng Secretary of Justice at saka po ng Solicitor General. Ang sitwasyon lang po is that the Solicitor General is our statutory counsel. Sa magdadisenta po kapag po nagkakaso dito sa usapin na to, ang aming po magiging abogado ay ang Solicitor General. So, yun po, of course, we had to follow po the legal position of the Solicitor General din dahil siya po ang magiging abogado namin. Thank you po.
So pero nung ginawa nyo yung pagtatayang iyon dun sa House Committee na mag-i-issue kayo ng provisional authority and then later, 2 months later, binali yun. Bakit po at that point in time, hindi nyo pa po mabuting napag-aralan bago nyo sinabi?
Actually po, Your Honors, dahil nga po dun sa opinion po ng Secretary of Justice ay dun po kami nagbase. But because nga po dun sa case na filed sa Supreme Court which was the quo warranto at yun din pong letter po sa amin, it gave us pause, kaya po inaral po namin mas malalim po, Your Honors.
Chair, Madam Chair, kanina sinabi nyo dun sa kasong ACWS versus NTC, may sinight po kayo doon na no franchise, no operation. Pero ano po yung precedent na ibinigay naman sa SMART at sa iba pang mga kumpanya? Wala pang prangkisa, pero pinayagan ng magpatuloy. So ano po yun? Unequal application of the law or jurisprudence?
Actually po, ma'am, ang nangyari po kasi ay doon po naman kasi sa mga nauna ay wala naman po nag-question, kaya po hindi na po namin na pansin po yun at yun naman po kasi ang parang nakagawian at the time. But ito nga po, in this case, ay meron po nag-file ng co-warrantor which is actually the government lawyer, which is the Solgen. And siya nga po ang nag-raise ng lahat po ng mga violations po na yun. Kaya po it gave us pause. Actually nga po, because of what happened, ay nag-file po ng resolution, nag-file po ng Senate bill si Senator Drilon to remedy the situation. Na kapag nga po ganon, dapat po ay may batas, para po dapat po ay magkakaroon na parang provisional authority habang inaantay po na matapos ang batas or franchise ng isang entity.
Pero Chair, Madam Chair, no? Yung pag-file ng Solgen ng quo warranto, February pa po yun, 2020. Bago pa po yung commitment na ibinigay nyo sa House. So kung in hindsight, maalala po natin yun, I would have welcomed na kahit Pebrero, nag-file na ng quo warranto ang Solgen, still, the following month, not before, the month after, March, nagbigay po kayo ng sa tingin ko tamang commitment sa House Committee batay sa opinyon ng DOJ. Di ba tama po yung recollection ko ng mga sequence of events? At pertinent po ito sa ano yung katamaan or kamalian ng desisyon.
Yun pong natanggap din namin po na letter from the Office of the Solicitor General ay mas directed po sa NTC, and nagkaroon nga rin po ng press conference, I think si Solgen Calida at that time. So kailangan po talaga namin pag-aralan, at yun po ang naging resulta po ng aming pag-aaral, na based on the ACWS case, no franchise, no operation, and ito naman po ay in-uphold naman po ng Supreme Court.
Chair, Madam Chair, I can appreciate na minsan hindi nagkakasundo lahat ng mga departamento o ahensya, opisina, commission sa loob ng gobyerno. Pero tulad nung sabi ninyo, Chair, na sa kaso ng Smart at iba pang kumpanya ay pinayagang magpatuloy kahit walang franchise ulit dahil walang nag-question, siguro naman hindi mas maliit sa implikasyon ng pagpapatuloy ng ABS-CBN ang implikasyon ng pagpapatuloy o hindi ng Smart at iba pang kumpanya. At palagay ko kaya may kanya-kanyang opisina sa loob ng gobyerno para may mag-champion sa iba't ibang stakeholders at iba't ibang elemento ng pagpapatakbo ng gobyerno at ng lipunan. So bakit po ngayon pwede nating i-note na wala kasing nag-question sa Smart at iba pang mga kumpanya noon, pero bakit hindi nag-exert ng higit na effort ang NTC para mas pumanig nga dun sa DOJ opinion na later nyo na nga pinanigan, Marso, pagkatapos pa nung co-waranto ng Office of the Solgen nung Pebrero. Kaya nagmukha talagang umatras kayo dahil sa banta ng Solgen noon na ipoprosecute daw nila ang mga NTC commissioner. Malaking pagkukulang po yun. Hindi lang sa isang kumpanya, bagamat siya yung pinakamalaki noon, pero sa kanyang mga manonood at lahat ng umaasa sa kanya sa iba't ibang aspeto. Hindi ba malaking pagkukulang po yun at pagkakamali?
Actually, Your Honors, kapag ka po kasi may ganyan na medyo maraming interes ang nagbabanggaan, mas ang minabuti po namin ay dumikit po sa kung anong nakasulat po sa batas at kung ano po ang decision po ng Korte Suprema sa usapin na ito. Kaya po, minabuti po namin, pagkatapos po ng masusing pag-aaral, na sundin ang ACWS case. Yun nga po, ang sabi naman Supreme Court, ay tama naman daw po ang aming decision, Your Honors.
I think I'm not in, I have a couple more subjects to discuss. I'm not yet satisfied with the questions I've been able to ask and still expecting answers from the chair, and to allow other members of the committee to ask their questions. I can suspend my interpellation and at the proper time make the proper motion, Madam Chair. At salamat, Chair, Madam Chair.
Madam Senator, you can continue because there's no one who will ask
Um,
questions.